Anything? No. I think I'm good and ready. So now, what I wanted to talk about today is the astrology for January of 2022, which begins in 2 days from now. So, this is the month where it's the first month of the year, and a lot of people are making their New Year's resolutions, setting their goals, and what they intend to do in the coming year. Capricorn is all about setting goals and committing to them and achieving them. So, we begin the month, January 2nd, with the new moon in Capricorn, which is so wonderful because it's around New Year's Day. And when we have new moons, we go in and we reflect. In this case, it's on what we want and what we feel that we need for the upcoming year. It's also reflection on, am I doing things because I was told to? I have to do these things. I have to follow authority. Or am I my own inner authority? Am I doing these things out of my own choice and passion, interest, initiative? So, definitely, it's a time to slow down. I did a video on the new moon specifically, and I will continue to do new moon, full moon videos because those are big events, and all the other stuff is huge and very, very important as well. But then that would be infinitely many videos to make. And, everything revolves around the sun and the moon. It's not a planet, but, the sun, moon, yin and yang. Um, so sun is masculine, yang energy. Moon is more feminine energy, more introverted energy. So, both Venus and Mercury is retrograde. Venus retrograde, whenever a planet's going retrograde, it gives us the opportunity to reflect. With Venus retrograde in Capricorn, it's reflecting upon how are we obtaining, how are we getting our values? What are we putting into things? How much of us are we putting into things? How much quality? How much time? How much efficiency, effort are we putting into things? And also our relationships. How much are we giving to those relationships? Because Venus is also love. It's also money and finances. How are we obtaining those? That's all I want to say about it. So, so we have this going on, Venus and Capricorn, which is very, very serious in relationships and wants something that is very traditional, wants something that they can really gain a lot from in the long term. With this, I mean, thinking about Capricorn, what it's about, needing the structure in relationships as well. So, there has to be meaning and there has to be a purpose. Capricorn is all about purpose, value. There has to be value to the things that we want and need, value to relationships. So, that is very Venus, Venus in Capricorn in retrograde, reflecting on those things. Mercury is in retrograde. Mercury rules our systems of communication, not only just speaking to other people and communicating in a verbal way, but also our mail. It looks at our technology, cyber communication. It could look at travel and how one thing moves from another thing, systems, various systems, and how those, when Mercury goes retrograde, it can have an effect on them, and it really can be unclear. Maybe what someone is trying to communicate, and things just don't get through the way that they would get through when Mercury is direct. So, this is not a time for doing, doing, doing. This is a time to just relax, look at our lives. Then, when they turn direct, then we can move forward. It's not the best time to travel, 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 and go, go, go when Mercury is retrograde. Um, and it's also not a good time when Venus is retrograde to really act on upon our values because we may. And I was hearing an example of this weeks ago on how our values can change. Venus is in retrograde, and when it goes direct, they can change, maybe change differently or shift back. So do not buy a whole closet of yellow clothes when Venus is retrograde. And then when it turns direct, you want to have black clothes again. You want to wear black. And then you have to take all those yellow clothes out of your closet and then buy all the black clothes because the yellow clothes, that's not you. That is not you. That does not match you anymore. So maybe there's something to that. So, January, we just had the holidays, now ready to focus and look at the new year. So, when Venus is retrograde, it looks at how much are we giving to relationships? How much heart are we giving? How much of the heart energy? The heart energy is love energy. Mercury retrograde, Mercury is all about mental energy. So Mercury is the mind. So Mercury goes retrograde in Aquarius, turns into Capricorn, begins its retrograde on the 14th of January in Aquarius, which um, would be difficult, if you're pitching your ideas, ideals, new technologies. It may be difficult. The technology, because a lot of it has to do with communication, is going to be highlighted when Mercury is retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, because Aquarius is all about our technologies. It's about technology and how we utilize that technology, how we make it, what is the good and the bad of that technology. So, 2022, as I did a stream um on the astrology of 2022. It is a year of definitely connecting. It's a year to connect, spend more time with family. It's a real time for looking and examining at your relationships. What has to die? Is there any difficulties with that? Am I not giving to enough with these relationships? If I'm disconnected, then it's a good year to give more connection to and attention um, to those relationships. So, and there's healing, and we're social creatures. Relationships are health and healing in relationships. So, yeah. So, looking in ourselves, looking out of ourselves as well. So then on the 18th, the nodes are changing signs. The nodes. North node being in Taurus, South node in Scorpio, they're going to be there for the next 18 months. They're going to be in my personal nodes.